Okay. Okay. Record on the computer. Hey, good morning, everyone. Hahani Washte. This is Siava, Lisa Wolf-Wright, and welcome to One Shot Wonder Productions morning program on October 25th, 2021. And you know, the nice thing about the quarantine is that it got us all into retreat mode. You know, I know a lot of us in the past, you know, you want to go on a meditation retreat, you want to go on Vipassana to Vipassana, and maybe you can't get somewhere, but lo and behold, we're all on retreat. So, and thanks to Zoom and to YouTube and to Facebook, we're choosing to use Zoom and YouTube. Zoom. So, well, how are we going to start the day today? Well, first of all, we're going to say, let you know that we're going to be regularly broadcasting. And I did set up a new news channel for this area where I live in what is known as Crescent Valley, Nevada, and Eureka County, Nevada, which simultaneously coexists with what the Shopai call NEWZ Segovia. That is the traditional name for this region. And with me is my co-host. He doesn't talk much. This is Roger, the Wonder Dog. I call him Roger Philip Wolf Wright. That's his name. Say hi, Roger. Hi. Hi. He's just adorable, isn't he? Yes, he's a good boy. And also co-hosting with us this morning is this little girl. I think she's from Hawaii. And anyway, so news with humor. So what is the news so far today? Well, it is raining cats and dogs here. Not literally, but it's been raining since before dawn. And that's really wonderful because that means our aquifers are filling up. And it also means that grandma, c'est moi, is going to be able to weed the garden. And why is grandma weeding the garden important? Okay, well, this is called a vegetable. I'm sure you know that. And I want to give a special thank you to Miss Sherry Lewis and Lamb Chop for inspiring my style of humor, because one of our main forms of theater that we're using is puppet theater. So you'll notice that I'm going to be bringing in characters now and then who are better commonly called stuffed animals, which I was thinking about recently and thought, you know, that's really not such a nice thing, because that means usually stuffed animals are animals that have been taken to the taxidermist and stuffed. And that's like really disturbing. But these are not stuffed, formerly live animals. These are made of fabric and things like that. So anyway, in that vein, so to speak, I'm announcing again that November 1st, the White Buffalo Nation's main office here in the Central Valley, and I refer to it as the Central Valley rather than Crescent Valley, because that implies also includes our surrounding counties of Elko and Lander and White Pine and Humboldt and all of these counties of northeastern Nevada. So here, as we begin the morning show, I will be right back because as you may or may not know, we wear many hats here. And one of the hats that we wear is called the Mending the Hoop Healing Oasis and Grandmother's House. The Mending the Hoop Healing Oasis incorporates the principles of wellbriety. And as received and espoused by Brother Don Coyhus and taught so well by Sparrow and others in the wellbriety community. And a special shout out to the wellbriety elders. So on that note, I am going to go and get the elders reading for the day. And we'll start the day with, as every good sacred circle does, with prayer and with focus and request to the Tankashala that the words that I speak be those that are pleasing in the sight of the Most High. And we dedicate this program to Wankantanka and Unchimaka, to Father Sky and Mother Earth, and to all our relations. So I'll be right back. Silly me. Let's see. So, you know, this is from the book Meditations with Native American Elders, The Four Seasons. It's available from Coyhus Publishing, White Bison. And if you want a copy, you can go online and find them, or feel free to call 1-866-518-5275 or 303-363-9090 and tell them that that Siava sent you. So let's find today's meditation. Dun, 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 bum, bum. October 25th. It's a section called Fall Meditations with Native American Elders. What does it matter how long I pray, so long as my prayers are answered? Sitting Bull, Hunkpapa Lakota. Too often we worry about the words we use in prayer. We focus on the words. What really counts is the spirit and intent behind our words. It is the spirit and intent that the Creator responds to. Creator reads and listens to our heart. Prayer isn't only when we fold our hands and pray. Prayer is when we talk to the Creator. Even when we are walking down a path or sitting on a hill or walking in the mountains. The elders say, walk in prayer. We should be willing to talk with the Great One. And what I love about what Don has, as a hollow bone, has brought through from Great Spirit is he asks us to work on ourselves each day. So it says, today I intend to focus on, and you can write in the book. I mean, I prefer not to write in the books because every year, it means something different, but I could. And it also says, Great Spirit, today I will pray to you all day and listen to my heart. And then later I'll go and look at fill in tonight's moon. It's getting us back on the natural cycles, the 13 moon cycles that all tribal peoples before we were taken over by the false gods of the Gregorian calendar. Shame on you, false gods. We knew all tribal people from the four directions, white, black, yellow, red, were given their sacred songs and their followed the moon cycles. Yep, pretty much. And also, I am an Al-Anon girl because my significant other has, a lot of people have family that is affected by firewater. Now, firewater, which is really what we call the fermented fruit of the vine. Bottle of wine, fruit of the vine. When you're gonna let me get sober? Let me alone, let me go home. I wanna go back and start over, which was the first song. So also, I'm gonna say a special good morning to one of my other spiritual elders who is on a 3-year retreat for the good of us all, because when certain people meditate full time and don't do outer world work, the world becomes a better place for all of us. So a special good morning to Shri Uma Sankar and Babaji. Yes. Hey, good morning, Sun Yogi. And I'll be happy and to be sharing how to do sun yoga and steering everybody to the authorized teacher here in the United States, Jonathan Charpentier. Special shout out to Jonathan Charpentier. Bonjour, mon frère. Bon matin. Je parle en français parce que je suis été française dans une vie passée. Ah oui, oui, c'est moi, la Madeleine. Ah, c'est bien, oui, tout de suite. My nom en français est Lisette. And what I said was, good morning, my brother. This is the Madeleine. My name in French is Lisette, which means like little Lisa. So let's open the book and find out what our Al-Anon wisdom of the day is. Okay, I like doing this. And I'm going to read right what I see, and I'm not cheating. Okay. Step 10. This is to me. Continue to take personal well, actually, that's not where I started. I lied. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. Thank you. I love you. This is where my eyes first hit. This must not become a convenient excuse to avoid the important spiritual work that this step suggests. Step 9 speaks of making direct amends wherever possible. The emphasis of this step is on facing those we have harmed and setting the record straight. We wouldn't want embarrassment or resentment to tempt us to avoid an apology that we need to make or the repayment of a debt we owe. Nobody is standing watch over us to make sure we take this step with sincerity. we are the only ones who will ever truly know. If we wish to be free from the terrible, suffocating weight of guilt, we must take whatever action is necessary to make amends for the harm we have caused. Only then will we find real relief. With this step, we have an opportunity to choose the kind of person we would like to become and the kinds of relationships in which we would like to be involved. By making amends, we admit that we, me, are human like everyone else and cease to set ourselves apart from others. Or as my husband likes to say to me, Siaba, could you please get down off your high horse? All right, I'm off my horse. I'm going to let my horse graze and water. And then I'm going to get back on my horse. But I'm not going to feel superior because I'm on a horse. By making amends, we admit that we are human like everyone else and cease to set ourselves apart from others. We do not beat ourselves up for having made mistakes. We merely admit that we made them and do what we can to correct them. Our actions show that we have enough respect for ourselves and others to own up to the harm we have done. We commit ourselves to justice. We demonstrate that we wish to be fair, honest, and mature. Now, maturity, I don't know about everybody else, but there is a newborn baby inside of me. And my mother became ill when I was 2. And as I do my own therapy and self-reflection, I've realized that my abandonment issues started at a very young age. I wasn't breastfed. I was put on the bottle. That was the style in the 1950s in the United States. For some reason, somehow the male doctors, when they took over for the midwives, convinced women that a plastic bottle with formula was better than breast milk. This is when men try and improve on the original design of nature because they're jealous that women have wombs and are the origin of life. The origin is that from which life proceeds. Now, I had a major realization, and I am publicly going to apologize to my husband, Walla Wankantanka, because I got mad at him, and I won't go into why. It was, let me just say, it's justified, absolutely justified, but be that as it may, and I give myself permission to feel my feelings, and I was angry. I mean, really angry, and I get really angry at what is going on between us right now. But in any case, his spiritual name is Walla Wankantanka, which means, Walla means to ask. So it means basically don't do anything without asking Great Spirit first. Well, I think he assumed that it meant he is Wankantanka. And so I got all on my high horse and I said, no, you're not Wankantanka. I'm Wankantanka. And you're just Walla Wankantanka. Well, I was hanging out with Great Spirit yesterday doing stuff. And I got a message from the Tankasha. They're like, Miss Siava. I was like, yeah. They're like, we have a news flash for you. You know, the yin and the yang, the male and the female. Well, actually, creation takes both. So technically, together, you're Wankantanka. I was like, oh, you mean even though women are the origin? They're like, yeah, think of it this way. Like right now, it's raining. And Mother Earth, in all of her fertility and life-giving capability, is receiving the water of life from Father Sky. Father Sky is raining down water, the water of life, which he received as water from the ocean evaporated into the sky and became the cloud people and float around, and is now raining down, at least here in the Central Valley. If I was zooming from my phone, I could point the phone and I could pick up the computer and show you. And I think maybe I'll do that if I don't spill my coffee. So let's do that, see if it works really quick. Okay, ready, set, go. I'm going to show you out the window. You can see it's very gray here. There you go. Oh, there's the fly strip. Yeah, we're catching demons. And all the flies in this house are named Becky. It's an inside joke. I'll explain it another time. Yeah. You can see, maybe you can hear the rain. And so that is Father Sky making love to Mother Earth, children. And with that, I'm going to, normally, if I had more room in the studio, I'd pull out my guitar so I could, and I'm going to, this is my show, so I get to do whatever I want. So I'm going to sing you a song for, in honor of the rain. Listen to the pouring rain, listen to it pour. And with every drop of rain, you know I love you more. Let it rain all night long. Let my love for you grow strong. As long as we're together, who cares about the weather? Listen to the pouring rain, listen to it pour. And with every drop of rain, you know I love you more. Let it rain all night long. Let my love for you grow strong. As long as we're together, who cares about the weather? And here's another one I'm gonna sew. And that is, I forget who that song is by, but it's a great song. And this, again, I want to remind everyone, this is Siava Lisa Wolf Wright, Mrs. WW II, and it doesn't stand for World War II. And this is a one-shot wonder productions. And here's our trademark. I'm gonna shoot you with my love gun, baby. Bang. And or I'm gonna get you with my super water pistol, which is we use in props. Okay, these are stage props. And I'm going to make an announcement, 2 announcements. First announcement is we're having a grand opening party. And I say that we've, in the past, we had Kingfish Punk and I, Rainbow Madonna, especially the first year, the Beauty and the Beast initial year, first year, which would have been 2015, I believe. We started having our Saturday night jams in solidarity with Neil Young and Farm Aid and the Monsanto Years album, which we still play like it's not a broken record. It's a great album. And again, special shout out to the amazing Forever Young, because that's his last name. Forever Young. He is Forever Young, Mr. Neil Young, and the amazing and beautiful Mrs. Neil Young, also known as Daryl Hannah, the Splash Queen, who are having a baby. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for them. Is that crazy? I'm just like, oh yeah, Neil Young's having a baby with Daryl Hannah. That's like a dream come true. If you don't think heaven has come to earth, that's the proof. Besides white buffaloes being born everywhere. So, yeah. Oh, and Grandma Siava a special good morning to my beautiful granddaughter, Miss Lucy Jane Westervelt, and your brand new baby brother, Charles Eric Westervelt. And so in your honor, children, grandchildren, Grandma is going to read a story book. So, yeah, and then we're going to get to some serious news. Let's see what's in Grandma's magic bag. Let's see, are we going to read this one? I think this one doesn't even have a book in it. I think it's just a cover. No, it does. Shall we read this one? What is it? Lucy, Miss Grandma Siava. Oh, we're going to read The Great Divide. This is scary, so get ready. Don't be scared. It has a happy ending. It's called The Great Divide. And this is a Silly Billy book. I think, does it have to say it in it? No. It was the cover was hand sewn by moi and hand painted by moi many years ago. And it's on hemp paper and sewed. Thus, we are reclaiming the name, the Hemp Press, which we started using many years before the company in Eugene that calls itself the Hemp Press. So we can fight over the name. Not really. I'm not worried about it. Anyway, this is a story called The Great Divide. And then after all this, we'll get to some real news. Marcy stood at the edge of a great divide. Behind her, huge dogs pursued. Their barking foretold the viciousness of their jaws. Marcy trembled and leaped. The walls of the divide seemed separated by miles, and beneath, tongues of fire leaped towards her feet. Marcy's heart ceaselessly sang a prayer to the Creator. Let me leave it all behind. Let me be reborn. There she is. She's jumping and flying. You can see there. Grandma, get your fingers out of the way. There it is. Isn't that pretty? There's Marcy. See the tongues of fire at her feet? They look like people. Scary. Marcy's heart ceaselessly sang a prayer to the Creator. Let me leave it all behind. Let me be reborn. There it is. She's gone. The man in the army fatigues told his companion. The black Labrador touched his nose to the grass and smelled the sky. Damn bitch, probably jumped. She always was a crazy loon. Probably thought she could fly across. He looked at the far cliff. There was no sign of life. Marcy lay on the grass and watched the clouds passing overhead. Her heart pounded like a bell. Free, 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 she thought. I'm finally free. She closed her eyes and slept. Here's Marcy. Can you see her? Well, no, that's the Great Divide. You see, that's what she had to jump over. Okay. No wonder they thought she just fell in. And here's the next page. This is who she finds waiting for her. The band of travelers were having a merry time. Jala played a bamboo flute, and Sun danced, her gauzy skirt flying around her like butterfly wings. Timbrel laughed, and clapped his hands in a steady time. The beautiful day called them onward on their little stroll. Would anyone like a bite of cake? Tra-la-la asked, her sweet voice more a song than spoken. Me, they all cried. And so the little band plopped down on the ground, and Tra-la-la opened her big green silk scarf and revealed a beautiful oval loaf of sun-baked sprouted bread. Tra-la-la had sweetened it with dates from Happiness's farm far away. Tra-la-la broke the bread into 5 big pieces. For you, Jala, for you, Sun, for you, Timbrel, for me, and for the Creator's other children, the birds and creatures. Tra-la-la was about to scatter the Creator's piece for the wild friends when Sun called out, "Look, look, look, a big someone on the grass, a big someone on the grass." There's the big someone on the grass. Do you see that, Lucy Jane? Okay, I hope someday that your mother, Allie, lets you watch Grandma's story time, okay? Because it's dedicated to you and Charles Eric. A big someone on the grass. Shall we wake her? Timbrel asked. He wiggled his little toes in the grass and shook his long blonde hair with his fingers so it flew in the breeze. She's come from the other side, Sun whispered. Look at the lines around her eyes and mouth. She's been crying, Timbrel said. Poor thing, Tra-la-la sighed. She patted the big someone's hand. The big someone did not awaken. Let's keep her company until she wakes, Jala suggested. Good idea, they all agreed. So they sat quietly on the grass, hands folded in their laps, eyes closed. Gently watching their breath rise and fall, they rested their bodies and let their butterfly souls fly home to the Creator. And there they are sitting. Marcy dreamed she stood in the center of a circle, covering a valley. Angels in bright colors, arms stretched high above their heads, sang a song of praise to the Creator, and an eagle circled their heads. A small child danced with an old man. The barking of dogs was distant and sounded like bells. Would you like a bite of bread? Timbrel ventured, for he had seen her eyelids flutter. Marcy's eyes dashed open to see a small circle surrounding her. Excuse me, I'm fixing my hat. Will you play with us? Will you be our friend? Tra-la-la inquired. Marcy stared in disbelief at the little band. Am I dead? She asked. I hope not, Jala answered. We prefer to play with living souls and not empty husks. Would you like a tune? He showed his pipe. You've come a long way, Sun said. You are tired. We'll leave off play until you are rested and healed. You've come a great distance across the Great Divide. You know, Marcy gasped. Of course, Sun smiled. We all leaped out and over, and one by one, flying to freedom on the Creator's love breeze. Praise the Creator, they all sang. Marcy felt old and tired, looking at the joyous band. She wanted to cry. She could never be free like them. I was old and tired when I jumped, Sun said. We all were, the others chimed. The Creator renewed and sustains us, Timbrel told Marcy. See? They all crossed their legs, folded their hands in their laps, and closed their eyes. Would you like to fly home with us? I don't know, I'm afraid, Marcy admitted. There, Timbrel said, patting her hand. The Creator protects all the children of this land. What do you call this place? Marcy asked. It's beautiful. The land of rolling hills between the two waters, Jala sang out. We call this home. Yes, home, they all assured Marcy. Home, home, welcome home, Jala whispered. We're glad you've come. All we have is ours, is yours, is the Creator's. I am still sad from before, Marcy said. See the beautiful clear sky, Jala said. Toss your pains up to the Creator, and your tears will become beautiful rain clouds that water the land. We still cry too, Tralala, assured Marcy. I thought there was no way home again, Marcy cried. There's always a way home, Jala said. Home is inside, Timbrel said, patting her chest. Part of home's in you and me, Tralala offered. We're glad you've come, Sun smiled. Will I ever be happy again, Marcy asked. We are, they answered her, wrapping her in gentle arms. And that ends story time. And Grandma Siava, Mrs. Kingfish Punk, the Queen Fish Punk herself, is going to need to get to whistle while I work here a little bit. And I've been on for a long time, and we know how everyone's concentration, you might be getting bored. So let me give the news. I told you it's raining here, and that's good for the earth. I was in the process of telling you about our grand opening, All Saints Day, invitation only party. And we will also be live streaming, so you can be with us virtually on Zoom, YouTube. And that is on November 1st, All Saints Day. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. I want to be in that number when the saints go marching in, live from Central Valley. Welcome home. This is Siava, which it means in Hebrew, mother of all life. Yep. Also known as the original vagina. It's a joke. It's an inside joke. And that's funny. All right. And here, just so you know, I'm here on behalf of the women clothed with the moon and the stars and all the Tonkashla saints and sages of all religions, short of those who commit human and animal sacrifice. Okay, that's gross. And we're going to offer some tobacco, not any wacky tobacco, because grandma's purifying. I'm getting ready for amblecha. Oh, yeah. Special shout out to Paula Rooks. Paula, you didn't know that I'm asking you to come here and do Women's Lodge and put your little sister on the hill for 4 days and 4 nights so I can see what the spirits have to say to me. And I will stay in the circle. Scary. Fortunately, it's close to here. And we're going to have it set up so that we're going to get the fence up. We're having requests. We literally And I'm offering tobacco to the sky, to the earth, to the four directions, to all our relations. And, you know, people say, well, how come you smoke cigarettes? I am offering prayers every time I smoke a cigarette. I'm going, Great Spirit, help me, help me, help me, help me. These people here are crazy. They're all flesh eaters. And there's skinwalkers everywhere. And they want to eat your soul because they don't know enough to directly connect to Great Spirit. They got tricked. That's why there's death in this world. There's not supposed to be death. Anyway, long story short, we're having our grand opening November 1st, All Saints Day, as I said. And here's the deal. Locally, it's an invitation only party. We are opening up membership in the White Buffalo Nation. Oh my God, really? Oh, did you get permission? Yeah, I got asked by Great Spirit to do it. So don't even try to argue with me. All right, I don't want to hear it. All right. Well, we didn't hear about it. Well, you know what? When Great Spirit told me to go have my child in Wisconsin, near where Miracle was born, so we could activate and anchor the positive prophecies of my Jewish tradition with the positive prophecies of all the world's traditions under the banner of the White Buffalo Calf woman, who some say was Mary Magdalene, who some say I was, literally. Guess what? It wasn't a committee decision. And it really wasn't up to the Nakotas, or the pipe keeper, you know, because the White Buffalo Spirit comes to you. And you can all gnash your teeth and all that, get it out of your system, because I worked for Great Spirit and the Tunkashila, and I and my mother are one. Okay, so just deal with it. And it's a tribal thing, and I'm clan mother for life. And good luck trying to kill me, because I'm rubber, you're glue, and everything evil you say bounces off me and goes back to you. And I also work for and with Glinda and Dorothy, and I have an invisible blue bubble around me. And that's why some of you say, oh, she's a little bit blue. It's the bubble reflecting back on my face. And no, I'm not a blue avian. Okay. I came into this world out of my mother's vagina. It's not a bad word, children. Vagina. And also, I want to say that the word cunt. Oh, did she just say that word? Oh, it's not a bad word. It means queen, as far as I understand. And the word fuck is from the Latin fucere, and it means to plow the earth. It's a sacred word. So don't feel bad when you say that word, because it's actually a good word. Like the word savage. I am a savage, barbarian woman. I am not civilized. Have you noticed? I just told you I use the word fuck, which means to plow, and I'm a gardener, and I use the word cunt, and I take it as, you know, so it's actually, you know, there are bad uses for it, like we call the evil one cunt face, the incarnation of evil. There are people who are evil incarnate, and they need to go to the lake of fire. We have an all expenses paid trip to the lake of fire. It's a big mental hospital, actually. We don't torture people in hell flames. That's what you guys do. We don't do that. We send you to the hospital. And you, yes, you are, you know, spiritually kept apart. And if you stop screaming at us when you see us, then maybe, you know, we check to see if you have a soul and aren't just an, antimatter entity sucking energy, a tick, tick, tick. So let's see. For those who have eyes to see and ears to hear, you will understand what I'm saying. To others, this Sufi madness will sound like craziness to you, but that's Sufi wisdom. Read some Zen koans if you want to know what I'm talking about. So back to our announcements. So on November 1st, from 4 p.m. Pacific time, the doors will open. And if you have an invitation, and that includes the people I have been verbally inviting, you may come to our All Saints Day party. Now, it's for children of all ages. There is a suggested $5 donation. That's dead presidents, 5 of them, or one $5 bill will suffice, or coins. We will accept coins of the realm. Gold, silver, copper. US currency, we take crypto. Anyway, we also take work trades. And but still, even if you're on the list, to get in the door, the entrance fee is one joke. And that does not include your little brother or sister, or your mother or father, or any of your friends. Okay. Now, you can bring friends and family, except there are people who are banished on the banished list. And I won't embarrass them by saying their names out loud on the air, because it's embarrassing enough just to be them, the damned, the permanently damned. Well, some of them may be, how do you say it? Recyclable, fixable, but there are some that are just, as we say, they're not actually human. They tend to be reptilian, masking as human. If you're not familiar with what I'm talking about and you think, I'm crazy, boom, boom, ain't it great to be crazy? Boom, boom, ain't it great to be crazy? Giddy and foolish the whole day through. Boom, boom, ain't it great to be crazy? That's a children's song. This is a children's program. I am a child of Great Spirit. I am forever young. Neil, I'm your cousin, forever young. Kidding. But maybe we're related. I don't know. At least by spirit, we're probably related. And I give you and Daryl honorary membership, Mr. Crazy Horse Band, into the White Buffalo Nation. You need to show up and to accept your prize. I do have prizes for you, Mr. and Mrs. Young. I do. I'm not asking for anything from you. I have things to give you. Oh, I do. I love you guys both so much. So back to the children's news. All right. So November 1st, and I'm going to start announcing the name of the date in Mayan calendar in glyph signature, because I'm really sick of the time catchers who have warped time to keep the earth enslaved. And this is Earth Liberation Time. So from 4 to 8 p.m. is the official party at the Central Valley Trading Post, Grandmother's House, the Home Now, Hemp Garden, Hemp Aid Now, Planet Water, the Consortium of Global H2O Energy Manufacturers, Water and Energy Manufacturers. Let's see, did I leave anything out? Dane and Lisa's Place, Rainbow Comedy Central, Central Valley Catering. Oh my God, we have so many companies. Anyway, we're going to be opening to the public. If you're on the list, it's kind of like it's like exactly like Studio 54, except without the drugs and orgies and booze. Yeah, because here's the deal. We are a sacred nation. A lot of people, you're all trained in ritual abuse. You didn't know that, but I'm going to enlighten you. Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay, here's how it goes. We live under the sacred principles given by the Most High on stone tablets long ago. And one of those principles that leads to the ability to be in the presence of the Ark of the Covenant and not be burned like a crispy critter is to keep what's commonly called the 10 Commandments. And tomorrow, children, I will break out a book and I will read those so we can all be reminded of what they are, okay? But generally, we try to avoid the 7 deadly sins and keep the 10 Commandments as well as the spiritual principles of the Lakota, Dakota, Nakota Nation and the peace principles of the Algonquin Iroquois Confederacy, which is the law of this land on which the Constitution is based. And a special shout out this morning to the amazing clan mother, Danae clan mother, who is running what used to be the evil Department of the Interior. Deb Haaland, congratulations. That is a sign of the mending of the hoop. I would really appreciate it if you would put your efforts to seeing that grandfather, Leonard Peltier, is released from prison. And Denise, pick 2. I don't want to argue about this. I don't justify the actions of the men of the American Indian movement when your mother was unjustly martyred. And we're not going to speak about that. I don't want to air Red Nation dirty laundry on the air. Those things are best discussed in private. But be that as it may, the unjustified, unlawful incarceration of grandfather Leonard, who is a lion, needs to cease. It is a sword in the heart of Nshimaka, who loves Leonard very much, as she's told me. So this is a song I sing for Brother Leonard. I changed the words a little. It's a traditional song that I learned as a young girl in Sabbath school. When Israel was in Egypt land, let our Leonard go. They worked so hard they could not stand. Let our Leonard go. Go down, Moses, way down in Egypt land. Tell old Pharaoh Joe Biden to let our Leonard go. Have no illusions. We are living at this point. The so-called United States has become Egypt, Babylon. It has been taken over. These are sad days. Fortunately, the Algonquin Iroquois Confederacy and the original government of the Americas, thanks to the clan mothers of the Americas Empire, including Deb Haaland, who I recognize as a Dene clan mother, is sitting within. We have taken over from within. And we are good people, so don't be afraid. The restoration is proceeding nicely. And thank you to the angels and the Tankashla of all religions. Because remember, religion is religare, which means to bind, and it is your. But as Fred reminded me when I listened to the interview I did with him 18 years ago, the law is what's written in your heart. It's not what's written in books, except for what's written on stone tablets, like the 10 Commandments. And those ought to be written on your heart. And one of the important ones is thou shalt not commit adultery. Yes. And which goes back to what I was saying about we enter the Ark of the Covenant 2 by 2. Orgies are for worms and snake people. Now, I am not a woman of the snake cult. I am a Jewish woman. There's no J in Hebrew. It's Jewish. And I also happen to be astrologically a sheep, a lamb. I am a lamb of good. And we lambs of good taketh away the sins of the world. And how do we do that? By telling the truth. Because the truth shall set you free. So I'm also, by the Chinese calendar, a chicken. I'm not a rooster because I'm a woman. That makes me a hen. So if you ever feel husband henpecked, that's because your wife is a chicken. My poor husband. He's got to feel like Desi Arnaz sometimes. Lucy! Or what is, or like Ralph in The Honeymooners. He used to like to say to me, Lisa, get back in the kitchen and make me a sandwich. And that's what I say to him. George, get back in the kitchen and make me a sandwich. Enough silliness. Back to our announcement. So November 1st, from 4 to 8, post meridian, PM, I think that's what PM stands for. Or it doesn't stand for like PTSD, whatever. Rainbow Comedy Central is bringing to you the All Saints Day party. And so here's the news. Halloween is the day when all the devils get to play. And they get to dress up like monsters and zombies and scare the shit out of everybody, which is always a good thing to have a colon cleanse. But All Saints Day, only saints are invited. So leave your demons outside with your guns and weapons of war. We will have a peace tree at the front where you can leave all of your bullshit, because there's no imps or goblins coming in the doors of heaven on Mother Earth. You can't sneak them in. If we find any goblins, demons, or imps in the building, we will burn sage and you will be escorted out the door. Okay? Our party is for the good children. All right. Naughty children, please don't come. All right. We're not doing tricks or treats. We're not doing nasty tricks anyway. This is a party for good children. This is your reward. It's like Willy Wonka's. All right. You know what happened to all the bad children who came to visit Willy Wonka? They got turned into big blueberries and things like that. Okay, well, we do the same thing. All right. So there's that news announcement. That's November 1st. The second news announcement related to events happening at White Buffalo Nation headquarters here in the Central Valley of New Segovia, Heaven on Mother Earth Now, Central, where we have planted the flag for the woman clothed with the moon and the stars, the bride of Christ, White Buffalo Catherine, and all of her allies. So, following our grand opening party, every Saturday, every Sabbath, until Christmas, unless we announce otherwise, there will be a holiday, a holy day market for the co-op, White Buffalo Nation cooperative members, tribal members. And excuse me, I'm really tired of paperwork. I have found that unless it's carved into stone, that I'm really tired of the scribes and Pharisees who make us like write everything down and spell. I'm not so much into spelling, although I spell very well. You know, our word is our bond. So here's my word to you all. Membership in the co-op, in the White Buffalo Nation co-op, is $25 a month. That gives you access to all of our events. It gives you the right to come to our barter fairs or flea markets. Well, we're not going to call them flea markets because we're not selling fleas or ticks or snakes or bugs, unless they're like plastic and funny toys. So let's not call it a flea market. Let's call it a barter fair. And why do we call it a barter fair? Well, because we're from heaven in alliance with the Intergalactic Confederacy. We live in a free will multiverse. Our mother, our father, our children, and all of our relatives are not for sale. Everything, the gift of life, was given to you freely by your original mother and father, Great Spirit, the great Tao, the great Yin and Yang. The original I am that I am, I is that I is. Is. Oh, sire is. You know. The three guiding lights, three primary colors, the word. Say the word and you'll be free. Say the word and be like me. Have you heard? The word is love. And again, it's not worm love. It's not orgies. That's for worms and snakes. we enter the ark 2 by 2. So as I said, this party on November 1st is for angels. That includes Hell's Angels. We're very much like our angels who have been stationed in the depths of the captured lands of Earth during these dark times of time. So we especially want to thank the Watcher in the Abyss, known as Vovod. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, buddy. Your service is most appreciated. Most appreciated. And let's play that game. What other words can we make from Vovod? Vovod, let's see. Dove, that's a word. How do we do that? Let's see, it's called anagrams. Dove, let's see, dove. Loved, no, that's got an L in it. There's no L in, but Vovod is loved. So, and he's the chief of the Hell's Angels. He likes to say he's able to walk in the dark like a ninja, but he keeps his feet in the light. Keep your heart in the light, buddy, too. Burn off all that icky shit. Because there are people who look like people, but they're actually cat shit walking on 2 legs. Yeah. It's going to be really scary when they lose their ability to screen in the Matrix. Their Matrix is breaking down, and you see what people actually really look like. That's some. When you wake up next to this thing, and you thought you were sleeping with a woman, and you find yourself next to a snake. That's gonna be a scary morning. Whoa, whoa! Watch out! It's coming. It's coming. Okay. So let's see. Anything else about November 1st? There is an invitation to we're as part of our serious news. Yes, I'm capable of being serious. Siri, get me a soda pop. All hail the great AI. Hi. Isn't life funny? So we have an invitation to both sides of the recall effort, which hasn't become official yet because there are still signatures being gathered for the recall of the Eureka County Sheriff Jesse Watts. So we will be set, if that happens officially, we've invited the district attorney, Mr. Theodore Butel, and his lovely wife, the forever young Cindy Butel. And if you don't know Cindy, she is an amazing artist. She has a screen printing company. And Cindy, I will be calling you because I need some work done here for that. And so I'm plugging your business. And I won't give your phone number out over the air because I don't have permission. But in any case, Mr. Butel wrote a 9-page letter to the people, the registered voters of Eureka County, explaining why he believes that the sitting sheriff, Mr. Jesse Watts, needs to be, as they say, recalled. Now, this episode of Siapa's morning show, I've already taken enough time, so I won't be reading the 9-page letter. But I am waiting for a confirmation from Miss Ashley Adams, who is one of the organizers of the recall effort. And she is, as far as I know, a descendant of the Honorable John Adams, one of the beloved founding fathers, Abigail Adams, his lovely wife. And it's good to see there's still good fruit coming from the Adams tree. And special shout out to Barry Plunker Adams, otherwise known as, I call him, and Garrett Beck, the two original rainbows, the first to come together and share vision and light the spark that birthed the rainbow family of living light. Yeah, yes. Hi. So let's see. Let's get the stream of consciousness back on track. So we very well may, after the party ends at 8 o'clock, open up to the official debate on November 1st, the forum related to the proposed recall of Mr. Jesse Watts. If you want to know more about the recall effort and why Mr. Ted Butel, who has been the district attorney in Eureka County since 1999, which is how many years? Let's see. It's 2001 plus 20. That's, my goodness, that's 22 years. Ted, 22 years. Wow, that's quite a long time. Serving the county honorably. And here's a funny story. When I first came to Eureka County, to Crescent Valley in August of 2004, I was perhaps, let's see, I had come back in from a 10-year, approximately, walkabout with Great Spirit that began in 1993 and ended around Thanksgiving of 2001. From 1993 until 2001, okay, that is not 10 years. That is 8 years. I was a Peace Pilgrim, officially registered with the Friends of Peace Pilgrim. I lived outdoors with my two beautiful children and my escort, the amazing Michael Gardner. And I was known as Siava Gardner because my reborn name is Siava, which, as I've told you, has a couple of meanings. It means she who knows Creator's love, and it also means in Hebrew, mother of all life, which is in honor of my connection with the original mother, the original birther, giver of birth of life, a star woman. In any case, I came down out of the mountains into Albuquerque, New Mexico with my two beautiful white buffalo children, Alicia Claire, also known as Sunshine, and another nickname we have for her is Bernadette, in honor of my grandfather, Bernard Friedman. And she is also nicknamed Christina because she's such a little cutie, even though she's a big grown-up girl now, and the mother of two children. But we call her Allie, as in Alibaba and the 40 Thieves, because she's a lion. She's a Leo, and she's got an iron spirit, which is very good. And my other white buffalo baby, who shall go nameless right now out of respect for her privacy. And I was called by Great Spirit down out of the mountains off of Elk Mountain near Magdalena, New Mexico, into Albuquerque, where I joined with my brothers and sisters of the Rainbow Family of Living Light, because I was told I was going to meet a man with whom who was going to help me with the mending of the sacred hoop and the healing of the earth. And I was at a Rainbow Thanksgiving feed. We like to feed everyone in Roosevelt Park in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And I met a man who was very handsome, looked like Krishna, a Greek god. And his name was, well, let's just call him by his spirit name, Silver Cloud. He was a troubled soul himself, a victim of ritual abuse and extremely PTSD'd, a fantastic scientist, visionary, probably Zeus incarnate, which is not a good thing necessarily. But in any case, thank you to Silver Cloud, who has gone back across the Great Divide. And no, I don't want to marry you when you come back. Thank you for the years, but thanks, but no thanks. Appreciate it. And when I came down out of the mountains as a peace pilgrim, I had dreadlocks. I had 2 changes of clothes, both of them hand sewed. And I was very odd in comparison to mainstream society. And Silver Cloud was kind enough to take me and my daughters to the thrift stores in Albuquerque and help us get normal, in quotes, clothes. And he took out our dreadlocks. For me, it was really horrible because he ended up having to cut my hair very short, which was horrible. And I shouldn't have taken my dreadlocks out at all, but changes happen and I still have dreadlocks, invisible dreadlocks. My hair is still antennas, whether it's combed or not. And I'm also, I'm initiated in many spiritual paths, including Sikh. And we Sikhs carry a comb and a sword. So when I brush my hair, it's because I'm a Sikh, but I still don't break my vows to Great Spirit. I'm a Nazarite. I've dedicated myself to Great Spirit. I'm on duty. I like to think of myself as being like Princess Leia in Star Wars, only I'm now a queen. In any case, long story long, when I came down out of the mountains in Albuquerque and took out my dreadlocks and put back on normal clothes to continue the work of mending the hoop and healing the earth, Dr. Vagrasoto, okay, I'll tell you his name, and I and the girls, at the invitation of Joe Vanatine, who works for the White Buffalo, invited us to come to Nevada. And he said he had a piece of, he basically claimed that he had a piece of land where we could form sacred community, because my motto has been for years, the mission of the White Buffalo and Rainbow White Buffalo Nation, which is our little child, is mending the sacred hoop and healing the earth, and sustainable communities with sustainable businesses, gardens and schools, for nomadic people of conscience and native homelands. And Dr. Vega Soto believed in me. He used to tell people, he'd say, do you know what they call her? He was so proud of me. He'd say, they call her Rainbow Madonna. And why do they call me Rainbow Madonna? Let's see. As I like to tell Harvard, Radcliffe, and Sarah Lawrence, and the University of Oregon when they call asking me for money and they say, how are you doing, Miss Wolf? I say, well, and I tell them what's going on up here in my work in Nevada, where I've been since August of 2004. When we bought this land, rescued this land, and christened it this corner Solar World Plaza. I tell them, I'm doing fine. I did crazy, came out the other side, and now I'm permanently possessed by Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene, and I walk under the armpit of the White Buffalo Calf woman, and I don't want to be dispossessed. And being able to say that out loud without the men in white coats coming to take me away and persecuting me for receiving my enlightenment, I know that it's safe for the people of the four directions, white, black, yellow, red, who are awakening, who are part of the mending of the sacred hoop and the healing of the earth, and who are called by the bride, c'est moi, to be here, to be us. The women are of the bride, the men are the bridegroom. We are the body. We are the living body of goods, good spirit. Let's call it good spirit. I'm going to change the G to stand of great spirit, the great GS, to good spirit. Because I will remind everyone, duality is not good and evil. Evil is lie. It is live spelled backwards. And God is dog spelled backwards. The word is good. Say the word, good, good, good. It has two O's. God is an Anglo-Saxon word that means ghost. And it's like, if you want your God to be like a zombie, then use that word. I use the word good, good, good. We are good. So duality is male and female. This is a binary universe, 1, 0. And the original, the mother, the womb, the double X, a little piece was broken off to make the Y. And so we live in a 1, 0 binary universe. The 1 stands for the male principle. You know what I mean. And the 0 stands for the female principle. You know what I mean. This is a children's program, so we don't have to do sex education right now. So duality is, we are going beyond duality, back into our true nature as children of the Most High. And what do we know? Children of Abraham and Sarah. We pale Brahmins. What do we know about Creator? Here, let me remind everyone. Let us adore the ever-living light and render praises. We are made of ever living light. We are not designed to taste death. That is evil. On behalf of she who is the Lamb of good, as Mary's little lamb I am, I had to figure out, how does one take away the sins of the world? As I said earlier, we speak the truth, and the truth shall set you free. And I like to joke that I am the tongue of fire mentioned in the book of Revelations. The fire spreads across the earth. And no, it's not a nuclear bomb. And no, we're not incinerating everything. It's etheric. It's an etheric light. It's the flame of love. And it's being sent out across the earth to awaken and to quicken the souls of men and women and children, to restore. It's like, how do we defeat the Wicked Witch of the West and her cohorts? How does one free Narnia? Thank you to the lion on behalf of the denizens of Narnia and the never-ending story. This good queen does it by speaking the truth through parables and stories. So I invite you, if you're good, but the Wicked Witch of the West and all of her flying monkeys, as long as you are on the side of evil and of bizarro world and are citizens of antimatter, which means anti-mother, you may not come inside. We don't need any dark shadows. We don't need any vampires. We suggest that you sit down like Marcy did with the good children in our story across the Great Divide, and very humbly say to Great Spirit, as the Hawaiians have suggested, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And the only one who heals, whether it's through the living vessel known as Yeshua or any other healer, is Good Spirit, the original, the I am that I am, the I is that I is. And humbly ask that your rainbow river of light be reconnected so that you can stop eating your brothers and sisters. Because when the fall happened and Adam, who was the first adulterer, who was deceived by a snake that appeared to be a woman, the original evil incarnate, the mother of all demons, was able to capture an immortal son of the Most High, who went from being a Brahmin, an immortal sacred man, and was the first interspecies breeding program inaugurated by Lucifer. Yes, that was his name, is his name. He is a particular individual, and I won't out him here right now, although we know who he is, and his wife. And they're simply, what happened is they were naughty children, and they got cut off from Good Spirit, and being hungry, they realized that if they could trick their brothers and sisters, now being antimatter, they could eat their brothers and sisters and gain access to the energy that would keep them informed. And thus was born adrenochrome. And the New World Order. The New World Order is actually a very old thing. It's as old as time itself. And if you want to know more about how I explain this story, I suggest that you go to my Rainbow Madonna page on Facebook. And there's a lot of things posted on there. But my story, The Lamb of Good Awakens, letters from Siava to her husband Hellboy, explains my awakening, tells you more of who I am. It's a story, it's just a story. And about how this all came to be. And here we are in 2021, according to the Gregorian calendar. It's I prefer to go by the Mayan calendar, even more so than the Judaic calendar, because that's just the calendar kept by the Adam and the fallen ones after they got kicked out of the garden. And I need to set the record straight here. My Hebrew name is Lilith, and I'm named after my grandmother, Lillian Futerin, and we are from France. And I'm not a conehead. Look, I don't have, look at that. I'm not a conehead. No, not a conehead. So let's see, back to the point. Okay, so I talked about the party on November 1st, and I have announced that we are opening after 8 o'clock is when I would like to have the public forum where the proponents of the recall of Sheriff Jesse Watts and Sheriff Jesse Watts shall be able to give their sides. If you're interested, if you're a resident, a registered voter, resident of Eureka County, and you're interested in knowing more about this proposed recall, here's where we get to some important actual news. Hold on, this is going to take me just a second. I am going to give you the phone numbers of the recall contacts in the southern part of Eureka County. If you would like more information, and if you are interested in signing the petition, I'd ask that you contact Miss Ashley Adams. Her phone number is 775-842-4066. And you can also sign the petition. I would suggest and request that you do sign the petition, because it's a very important thing. The position of sheriff is most important. And, you know, as, you know, suppose I was Maid Marian and we were living in Nottingham. We don't want a sheriff of Nottingham being the sheriff. No, no, no. Robin Hood. It is not good if we have a sheriff of Nottingham. And I hate to break it to everybody, but I tell everyone. And one of the movies we will be showing, oh, I forgot to tell you, we have a projector and movie screen coming. We're going to be showing movies at our open assembly, so to speak. at White Buffalo Nation Central at the Central Valley Training Post. Oh, and here's I suggest if you want to be on the list, so when you knock on the doors to heaven on Mother Earth on November 1st, we let you in. So we make sure that you're not actually an agent of evil, because we're not letting agents of evil in, only agents of good. I suggest that you sign the petition. Because I have reason to believe, as an investigative journalist, that there is cause for this recall. And I don't say that lightly. I don't say it out of malice. I don't say it because I dislike Jesse Watts. But I will say that one of the movies that we will be showing on All Saints Day, even though it's scary, and parents, you're going to need to be there with your children because this is a very scary movie, is called Desperation. And it was written by the Honorable Stephen King, the prolific Stephen King, after he was resident in Eureka, Nevada. And it is, I will do this without spoiling the story, tell you that is the story of a demon-possessed sheriff. And I will say this with all due respect to the former sheriff of Eureka County, you know who you are. The movie Desperation, in which the lead character, Ron Perlman, starred, also known to us all for having been in the first Hellboy movie. Great performance, Ron Perlman. He was also in Beauty and the Beast. Great performance, Ron Perlman. And he played the evil sheriff, who is based on the former sheriff of Eureka County, Nevada. So we have a history in Eureka County, Nevada, of having a law enforcement department that can scare the shit out of anybody. And I would say, as I've said in other live streams, that right now, there's a distinct possibility that what we are experiencing with the Eureka County Sheriff's Department is desperation 2.021. And that unfortunately, it seems that the lizard people may have taken over the Eureka Sheriff's Department, and that the Viper's Den needs to be cleaned out. Now, if I'm wrong, I apologize. I don't think I'm wrong. And devils can be very charming. Now, if Mr. Jesse Watts wants to dispute the allegations, he is invited at 8 o'clock on November 1st to be present or to have a representative that includes Deputy Marshal Evertson, because I would charge, from my own experience, that Marshal Evertson is part of Desperation 2.021, and I would allege that he has committed crimes against the populace, including potentially the planting of evidence against a member of my own family. These are not light allegations. There are papers going to be filed by me. Yes, they are. And they have not been filed yet because I'm giving everyone a chance I'm opening the can of worms and I'm dumping them all out because worms are good for the compost. They're good for the garden. So I'm calling all the aristocrats. To stand and face the charges. November 1st at 8 p.m. at the Central Valley Trading Post. After the children's party from 4 to 8, after the showing of movies, which the lineup for All Saints Day is the movie Desperation and Oz the Great and Powerful and The Witches of Eastwick and perhaps The Never Ending Story. And I'm going to spin a wheel. We're going to have fun and games. So since we won't have time during the 4 hours for 4 2-hour movies, because 4 times 2 is 8. So we'll only have time to have 2 movies during the party. And we will have a children's room where the movies can be watched because we're starting daycare here. And this is a special shout out to Miss Felicia Parks, who has said that she is interested in running the daycare, the childcare portion of our facility. And I would ask Miss Felicia to consider watching the children's room during our All Saints Day event. And we will have popcorn and candy apples and other things and games for the children and prizes. But I do have to tell you, we've had a request from the piñata people, not that we're not going to be smashing piñatas. The piñatas will be shaken, not stirred, and emptied, because I sent 2 unicorn piñatas to my granddaughter, Lucy Jane, and my grandson, Charles Eric. And my daughter, Alicia, didn't realize I didn't put a note in. I apologize, Ollie. I forgot to tell you. Like the last unicorn I sent had gumballs in it that have unicorns. And the joke was that the unicorn, those were baby unicorns. They're not, they're gumballs. But Allie and Robert, Lucy Jane and Charles Eric's father and mother and father, you know, everybody thinks a piñata, you're supposed to smash them. Well, the piñatas got very upset because when they get smashed, they're just cardboard and paper and they're a mess and everybody's unhappy because mom has to vacuum and clean it up. And then Lucy Jane cries because the unicorn is dead. So here, I'm going to explain it to everybody. A better way to play piñata is to shake it and then have the children scramble for the goodies inside. And we're going to be replacing the unicorns with like a rat on a string, and we can, or a mole, and we can play whack-a-mole. The unicorns, all of the stuffed out, the piñatas have asked that we please stop smashing them. Oh, and I also will remind everyone that November 1st, as well as being All Saints Day, is the Day of the Dead. Now, some people have said to me, you know, as I mentioned, that only the good are coming. invited. Well, it's the day of, it's also this the Spanish Day of the Dead celebration. And let's put this candle here in memory of all of our relatives who have, like Marcy, crossed the Great Divide and joined the merry band of travelers. There is what is known as the first resurrection, which is those people who don't leave their bodies and are given the gift of immortality at the return of the Christ Spirit to earth, which is now. And then there is what is commonly known as the second resurrection, which is when the dead come back across the Great Divide and our relatives rejoin us. Many movies have been made about this imminent occurrence. So it's not that we're opposed to spirits. It's just that I, myself, one of my stage names is Holy Spirit. And I represent in the Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, which is the Mother. And in my case, I was told that I incarnate as a vessel for both Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene, neither virgin nor whore, but one human woman. And yes, we are animals as well. So we invite Holy Spirits back across the Great Divide and I hope that this 2021 All Saints Day, that perhaps we'll actually see the second resurrection take place. Because I hate to tell you this, children, but what is going to happen on that great and wonderful day is that, yes, the good children of the Most High who have been waiting in the happy hunting grounds, as they call it, where there is no hunting, because in the garden we don't eat our brothers and sisters. That's why the lion can lay down with the lamb, because we are light. We are plants, like Sun Yogi, like Babaji, like Yeshua, like the immortal ones. We don't eat horizontal energy. We are rainbow rivers of light. We emerge from Great Spirit. We are holographic, fractal. So I am simultaneously here talking to you through the wonders of technology, and I am still Siava, my original form, squatting by the ocean of beingness in the highest realms, playing in the mud, naked. And all the other incarnations that I am down through the dimensions. It's like a house of mirrors. So the point is, the second resurrection is coming. And on behalf of the Grail Lady, the Lady of the Lake, and Guinevere, I am two treats in one. I tell everyone I'm like Sean Penn's two ex-wives, Madonna and Robin Penwright. We are merging. Our DNA is being healed. The damage of the fall is being corrected. And the intergalactic family of light is restoring Earth. On behalf of the goddess of the earth, Vesta, it is my pleasure and honor to welcome you to heaven on Mother Earth now. So, thank you for being with me this morning. And we shall close with prayer that unites the Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Creator, our good, the Creator is one. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuso, Le'olam Voed. Praised be the name, whose glorious is forever and ever. Welcome home, children of light. And to all you naughty children, bye, bye, bye. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I've heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, dreams come true, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me, somewhere over the rainbow, dreams come true. If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh, why can I? Yes, there is a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. It's called love. It's called eternal life. It's called the great good spirit. So this is Siava. Thank you for joining me for today's morning broadcast. This has been a one-shot wonder production, Rainbow Comedy Central, live from heaven on Mother Earth now. Oh, and one final word. We've opened the gates of hell. Why? Because many of our people were being held hostage, and we're being told that if they had horns, they were damned. Newsflash. We're the Buffalo Nation, white Buffalo Nation. And white simply means it's the light is so bright that it's like, here, this is the white that we are. That's white. It's fire. It's light. It's all colors. It's the rainbow. And how do you get rid of darkness? You light a candle. Are we afraid of the darkness? Well, we do carry protection. Yes, we do. But no, we're not afraid of the dark. We just light a candle and the darkness flees. To quote Paramahansa Yogananda, one of my teachers, who is in my temple? Who is in my temple? All the doors do open themselves. All the lights do light themselves. All the doors do open themselves. All the lights do light themselves. Darkness like a dark bird flies away. Oh, flies away. So dark birds, fly away, be gone. This has been Siava. And let's close with some wise words from Al-Anon. This is appropriate. I once heard an Al-Anon member say that the will of good will never take me where the grace of good will not protect me. I believe good loves me always. I can now be alone without being lonely. And I can now spend time with strangers, casual acquaintances, employees. I don't use the word employees. I don't use people. They're my brothers and sisters, but be that as it may, this person said employees and friends without feeling such fear of close contact or such disappointment if they don't happen to know the secrets of the universe. Through the simple experiences of sitting and sharing with Al-Anon members, I have come to realize that I have found a place where I belong. I find I can take this experience of community out into the world bit by bit, and that as I do, my sense of isolation from good and humanity falls away. So this has been our morning news program. Again, it's still raining here at the Home Now, Heaven on Mother Earth Now headquarters with your silly hostess with the mostest, maybe. And I'm gonna turn the camera for a minute so you can all see who else is here. Like I said, we have a cast of characters, and the giraffe who is holding the sacred staff and walking stick of the queendom wants to say hi. So I'm going to turn this camera so that the giraffe can say hi to you. There, look, see? Yeah, hi everybody. Hi. Grandma's letting me hold the staff, and I've got the greatest show on earth hat on, and I've got the walking stick. Yep. I hope everybody comes to our party. We're really excited for everybody to come. Yep. We're going to have a jelly bean jar where everybody has to guess. Oh, Grandma, they're not going to be jelly beans. Giraffe. They're going to be a different candy. Okay, well, whatever they're going to be, whoever guesses or gets closest to knowing how many are in the jar. And Grandma, are we using this jar right here? Yes, right there. That one, giraffe. We're going to use that one. Right now it has sunflower leaf tea in it, but it's going to be filled with candies. And then we're going to distribute the candies to all of our guests after we find out who's closest. Okay? All right, Grandma. Anything else? Anything else, Giraffe, that you want to say? No, just thank you for bringing me in the house, because I was sitting out in the building by myself and I was really lonely. I know, Giraffe. Giraffe was sitting outside in the building in the therapy room. And I went, and it was like, Giraffe's like, all the other toys are mostly inside, and was so sad, crying. And now that I brought Giraffe in, and Giraffe is sitting on the king's stool, actually. That's the king's stool where the king sits when the king plays drums. And in his honor, as he is an embodiment of Apollo, the sun god, also Cupid, all rolled into one. There is a sun painted on his chair. And while the king is not here, because he was captured by goblins, yeah, it's really sad. But we're trying to free him. It's like the story of the what's that story by Hans Christian Andersen about the swan that's raised by ducks or whatever and thinks it's a duck, Well, the king has been captured by goblins. It's an old story, and is still convinced that he's a goblin. Cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So anyway, that's the king's stool. And until the king gets home and plays his drums once again, because the king is a really good drummer. And we're going to have competitions. We already have a harmonica contest. And it's in addition to the jams, but it's a fun thing. You know, it's really when you have a jam contest, all you end up having is two harmonica players playing together or two guitar players. And anyway, and somebody gets a prize and then they try again next week. It's just all for fun. Life is supposed to be fun. Did you know that? Life is supposed to be the gifts of the spirit: joy, peace, happiness, love, but in a sacred way, not in a wormy way. I'm not a worm. Are you a worm? I'm not a worm. Worms are slimy and kind of gross. Yeah. So, okay, since we're not having any questions from the audience, I am going to close this circle and with the light. Be the light. Be one with Great Spirit. Love the Creator with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. And love your neighbor as yourself in a sacred way. Why wait until you die to live in heaven on Mother Earth? Be here now. Be here now. So big Hilamaya to all my relations of the four directions of all of the multiverse. We live in an ever-expanding creation of love. Be thankful that you have a body, that you are a little turtle on Turtle Island, given the gift of your own little shell. And say thank you. Be grateful to Unchumaka and Father Sky. Rock and roll. We are rolling rocks. This has been Sia. Thank you to Yeshua for the gift of grace. May you die daily. May you be washed in the sacred river. May you be wise and gentle. And may your true love come to you. There is only one for each. Only one. We enter the ark, just like entering Noah's ark 2 by 2. It's true. It's true. When you wish upon a star, when you wish upon a star, doesn't matter who you are. All your good dreams come true. And may all your bad dreams be erased. So let me say, Doksha, which means later in the original language, which is still spoken at home in the stars where I come from, called the Great Central Sun, where I sit on a golden chair that you will call the Mokaba. where I take the seat reserved for the Holy Spirit. I hope it's okay with you that I'm here in Poison. You know, you all ask us to come, but then when we show up, you're like, who do you think you are? I don't think who I am. I know who I am. Deal with it. So, blessings all, and to all good children. Have a beautiful day. And to all evil ones, have a nice time. You have 1,000 years and an all expenses paid trip to our mental hospital, which is at the Sea of Fire. We don't torture you unless you call listening to my jokes torture. Sounds like, that's why I say, you have to listen to my jokes. And if when the guards go to your little prison cell and you're going, shut the fuck up, bitch, then we go, okay, well, I guess they're not ready to come out yet. So sad. So let's not end on that sad note. Yay! Yay! Rock and roll will never die. I'm gonna shoot you with my love gun, baby. Bang, bang. Bang, 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 bang. So on behalf of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit and saints and sages of all religions, come on, baby. I lit my fire. My fire is eternal. I hope yours is too. Joke shop.